Hey there, you're watching the Dave Does channel, and it's Dave Does Reacts, and today we're going to be checking out Knocked Loose, and the song is Blinding Faith. Before I get to the song, obviously I like to go through my little bit of housekeeping and just background bits so that we know where we all sit and what's going to be happening over the next 10 to 15 minutes. So the key thing to remember is when we're talking about music, it is doesn't matter exactly what I say. It honestly doesn't matter, as long as you, the listener of this band, love this band. If you're a fan of Knocked Loose, awesome. And if you love this song, it doesn't matter what I think about it. Whether I like it, whether I love it, whether I loathe it, whether I absolutely detest and hate it. That's a personal opinion and it means nothing. So the most important thing is that you enjoy your music and you enjoy the music you love, and don't listen to anyone else about it. But if you're interested in people's opinions, you will get an honest opinion from me. And whether you want to care about why I should be doing a YouTube channel about it, I've spent the last 30 odd years on and off playing in bands, some doing better than others, but probably the two most successful or known bands where you can find information about us will be the old band Nothing Gained, which I did for a while. You can see over there on the drum skin in the background. So you've got Nothing Gained, and of course my current band Tell Us Scribe. So please, as we can't monetize YouTube the reaction channels, or I can't monetize it the way that I do my reaction videos, do us a favour, head over to our YouTube channels or Spotify's, give us songs a listen. If you like them, awesome. Become a follower, become a subscriber. If you don't like them, it's completely fine, and I appreciate you taking the time to check out the bands. So now that we've got all that out of the way, we can get to the actual bit that you're here for, which is my opinion on a song. So we're going to do Knocked Loose and Blinding Faith. The way I'll do it is I'll play the video from start to finish, no pauses, no interruptions, and I'll talk about it at the end with the video playing. So or after the video is played. That way you get to enjoy the video, I get to enjoy the video, and I don't keep stop-starting and annoying people or trying to talk over the top, which I know really annoys people. But because of that, obviously it means we can't monetize the video. So as I said, if you could check out my other bands on Spotify and YouTube, that is always greatly appreciated. If you don't, no problem at all either. Please just enjoy this video. Now, Knocked Loose, I have done Knocked Loose once or twice. I think we did it on the ADK Rock and Metal channel, my other YouTube channel. Sorry, I just hit the microphone there. And I mean, it's hard. It's basically hardcore, metalcore, or modern new. What did we call them? I think we called them new metalcore, I think, at the time. But I mean, the guy's got a great vocals, really aggressive. I think it was the one that had Poppy in, which we did. So yeah, I am going to say, anyone that's seen that reaction knows that this is definitely not the stuff that I listen to when I'm not doing reaction videos. So this falls well outside my comfort zone, but it doesn't mean I ain't going to like it. Let's go check it out. This is Knocked Loose and Blinding Faith. Okay, Not Loose and Blinding Faith. Lots to unpack. So yeah, let's kind of work through this. So there are more questions for me than there are answers, I would say. Listen to this. I mean, it's a well-deserved title for their aggression. I mean, people talk about this band and how aggressive they are, and they are some aggressive blokes there. They are not happy in that music. They are really trying to tear your face off. They're not going to come out of a power ballad anytime soon, are they? Really? I look over here because if I look at the screen, I start getting distracted in my own background. Okay, let's try and break through some of this. So yeah, great heavy riffs, really cool aggressive vocals in there. I'm going to talk about the video separately, I think, in this case, rather than as part of it. Good breakdowns. My worry about something like this is this would be if you hear this and then go see them live, you can probably get fully into it. But if you hear this live, is there the clarity? Because they are all tuned so low that these riffs are really oversaturated. They're really aggressive. They're really low tuned. With all that going on, plus the little blast beat elements we've got there from the drums, do you get that clarity, or is it just a wall of noise live? That would worry me. But obviously, if you know the song, then you can get into it. However, what I see at bands like Knocked Loose concerts is a lot of people just spin kicking and just pit killing and all the stuff that I hate about going to a live gig is that sort of stuff. So that's why I don't go into. I'm not part of that scene. I just want to watch a band perform their songs and interact with the audience and stuff. I'm not into pit killing. I'm not into any of that sort of stuff. But yeah, great track. I couldn't differentiate a Knocked Loose track from another Knocked Loose track, in all honesty. Right now, I'm sure I could. I could probably, if I listened to or watched enough videos, I could probably break them down and sort of talk to you about the sections and parts. But from the few songs I've listened to, I couldn't pick out the key elements of like big choruses and stuff. I mean, I could hear him obviously screaming the part of Blinding Faith. So yeah. For the genre and for the scene, it's a really good track. I want to talk about the video because there's obviously one element of story that they've got here, which is the woman coming through the woods with the red blindfolds on, and at the end you see loads of blindfolds on the floor. You can see people around the fire. I guess the concept is bringing people to the flame of the bonfire blindfolded, so everyone from the music. I'm guessing that the idea of the story was the music is bringing people to the fire. Or the song is bringing people to the fire, because you can see the band were illuminated, and then you got all these people standing around the fire at the end, and then you see all the blindfolds on the floor. So I'm assuming that's what it was. If you hadn't seen all the blindfolds at the end, you just dropped away just before that, you would have no idea on what the concept is, because there's nothing really telling you what's bringing that person through. So there is an element of story. Could it be better articulated? Quite possibly. Could they have just done a live performance video of them in a woods? Quite probably, because I don't think there's any more video elements that I need to see that's going to help me with this story. I don't think there's much that I may have missed. I probably did when I was cleaning my glasses. Probably the whole story element was there while I was trying to do that. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything extra to add to that, or that I've missed in that video that's going to help me explain that story. And if there isn't, then there's very little reason for me to go back. I mean, visually well shot, like spotlight camera footage, kind of going down a bit of like the horror movie trope of the found footage in a way. It's in certain elements. So cinematography was really good on it overall. I love the production, as I said, overall on the song, the sound production, it sounded huge. It sounded big. And I've heard some of the new metalcore bands, and they just sound a little bit thin. Good use of the samples, not too much. So when we do get sample bits going on in the background, they're adding to the track. But you could, in theory, if you took that bit out of the track, if your laptop broke or whatever it was, you could still play this song live, which is, I think, really important. When you have so much of your song on that laptop as a separate musical instrument, you have a problem. You should be able to play your songs live without them. So I think adding laptops and samples as additionals to give you that vibe. But if you can't pull it off live, unless you're like trying to do 18 levels of harmonized vocals or something, and so you have to use your laptop, try to work it so that it's not essential for you to perform, because there are so many times we've heard in recent times where people have to now have backups upon backups of laptops just to make sure that they can do the show. So I don't know if anyone's ever been doing a show and they've got their laptops running and suddenly it tries to do a Windows 10 update or something. I have no idea if that's ever happened, but you never know. But yeah, not bad. It's not going to convert me to a Not Loose fan just because I don't like pig squeals. I'm not a fan of grunting. I'm not really a fan of overly in-your-face, aggressive, angry metal. I mean, I like thrash. I like some death metal. I like some doom. For me, the killcore, hardcore, new metalcore scene. Metalcore was never my best. I'll probably Killswitch Engage was probably my favourite of those, but there was a lot more harmony in there, and so I'm more into that bigger kind of positive mental attitude. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Is there a song by Not Loose that you think could bring me in? Because there has been times that has happened. So I was never a big fan of Nightwish. I'd done multiple Nightwish songs, and I had never done it. I'd done Poet and the Pendulum. I'd done Endless Forms Most Beautiful, and also one of the other ones, I think it was. And I'd done a couple of others, and I hadn't got into them. I was like, I don't really get it. And then I did one song by Nightwish, which was called Elan, and I really liked that. And that got me my foot in the door. And then when I went back to those other tracks, I could appreciate them more. So maybe there's something from Not Loose that will get me in the door. And then I'll actually appreciate these guys a lot more than I have currently. And it does happen. There are bands I've not liked initially, and I'm now big fans of. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.